calling the last times. If you're in school, it's called the eschatological time, the last times. But now, the last times don't have to be the worst of times if you know what time you're in. Yeah. So I don't come to talk to people who are indoctrinated into what they hear in the news. I come to people who want to be indoctrinated into the evangelizo, which is called the good news. There is a good news called the gospel. So yeah, we are in times. But times don't have to be too bad if you know who holds time. Go with me to Daniel 2 and 21. This is not where I wanted to go, but let's do it in the, look at this. By him, times and years are changed. By him, kings are taken away, and kings are lifted what? Up. Now, let me help you here. There was a man by the name of Saul who was a king first because of people. But then there was an anointed man named David who nobody thought would be king. But time changed. And that who was chosen by man, by him kings are taken away. By him kings are taken away. And kings are, Now, it might not make too much sense until you know who you are. Okay? Let's go to Revelation 5 and 10. Let's find out about you. And we're going to come back to Daniel 2 and 21. And when you do it, I want to do it in the King James Version. Okay, now. And has made us. Now, which means that you may not have had this title in the natural. But we ain't talking about natural. And has made us unto who? Come on. What? Kings. And now, so in other words, what you were before you came to God is not who you are and what you are after you came. Now, you may have been a servant before, but this scripture here says that somewhere along the way you came from servant to king. And if you don't realize the journey that you have been on is to make you king, you will still act as a servant even though you have the availability to be king. So don't look at where you are now. Look at where you are on your way to. Am I talking to somebody this morning? See, you've been judging yourself based upon where you are. But I want to let you know that where you are is not where you are going to stop. If you get some information that lets you know that you're not at a dead end, you're just at a turning point. Lord have mercy. Yeah, y'all. I'm talking to somebody right now that thought that it was over. No, baby, it's not over. What it means is it's time to turn. Ooh. Let's go to Joshua or Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy 1 and probably 6. Let's see if I can make this. The Lord our God spake unto us in Horeb, saying, ye have, come on, somebody. You have done what? Dwelt long enough in this. In other words, you've been in this mindset too long. Okay, yeah. You parked here here long enough. I'm talking to somebody this morning. Come on, come on. Say, self, I have been where I am long enough. Ooh, Lord. In a mode of can't do it. In a mode of it won't happen. In a mode of it can't happen. In a mode of woe is me. I silence the enemy in your mind. You have been here. Look now, the Lord our God spoke to who? Spoke to who? In other words, he spoke to a group of people. Now, look what he's going to say here. He says, you dwell here long enough. Now, what you going to do next? Go to 1 and 7. What did I tell you you had to do? Turn. In other words, you turn. Now, turn who? Oh, you got to get this. Turn. Stop trying to turn other folk. Oh, you got to. In other words, you got the power to turn. Don't worry about those who ain't going. Don't worry about those who want to stay behind. Don't worry about those who don't want to go to the journey. But he says, which means that you got everything that you thought that you knew in the past has got to become in a place now where there's a new you. And this new you can't go the same way that it's been going. Look, take your journey, which means you got to what? You got to go and take your what? So everybody has a, and what that journey is going to do, it's going to take you to Revelation 5 and 10. All right, now, go back to the journey. Go back to the journey. Go. And has made us what? Made us unto our God what? So the journey that you've been on has been to make you God. Ooh, now. But I'm going to get off divine opportunity to get back on it. But let me tell you how he did it. Let's go to Romans 5 and 4. This is how we did it, Kente. And we didn't like how we did it. But I'll tell you, let's go back to 5 and 3. And let's go back to 5 and 3. Y'all going to learn something this morning. And not only so, but we glory in, oh Lord, we glory, I'm messed up now. We glory where? Now, which means that tribulations are going to come, but something has got to happen in tribulation that is not going to happen anywhere else, okay? All right, I'm going to help somebody this morning. And look, he said glory in. Now, the word tribulations comes from the Greek word tribo, which means to rub. Okay, I'm going to teach you. It means to what? Rub. Somebody say tribulations, tribo, rub. Now, let me give you a perfect example. I was talking yesterday, and this thing really touched me, Deacon Madison. How many of y'all have got your hands dirty working on a car or working on something, and you got your hands dirty? Or you're working in the house, got your hand dirty. Now look at this. And I've been up under the car, got my hand dirty, and got oil on them. And I used some Dio soap, and it didn't work. It didn't work because it was moisturizer. It wasn't made to get dirt off. It was made to clean your hand, but not when they get real dirty. Okay, but now they make this cleaner called Mojo. Yeah. Anybody know about Mojo? Mojo ain't just regular soap. It's got grit in it, like sand. And you put your hand up under there and you rub it. But it don't feel good because it got grit in it. But it's rubbing. And you rub long enough, it'll get the oil off your hands. Why? Because it's causing the hands to rub against the grit. And it get down in the crevices and get all the stuff out. Sometimes God takes you through a mojo. Okay, don't worry about that. It's protected. No, that's what you got to be when you fall. You're protected. You're all right. Somebody say, I'm all right. I've been dropped, But when God, but God put something on me called a protection. So when I drop, I just bounce right back up. That's what y'all keep on doing, bouncing right back up. They're wondering how in the world you get knocked off. I come right back up. Say, neighbor, he got me. Okay, now don't worry about the water. It's already. It came packaged to be dropped. You came here packaged to be hurt. Okay, yeah. You came here packaged. Say, neighbor, I've been hurt, but I've been packaged. I've been wrapped tight. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I'm talking to somebody right now that you thought it was over. But God said, I wrapped you good enough that the fall that you took was actually to bounce you back up so high that you really wouldn't have got where you had been if you had never fallen. Okay. All right, now hold on. Somebody said triple. He says, I glory in tribulations. Now, I'm messed up with that because it seems like I should not want that type of glory. But somebody said divine opportunity. It's sometimes wrapped up in what you think it don't come in. Okay. All right, okay. Now. But look what he says. He said, but we glory in tribulation, knowing that tribulation, it does what? Now, if you don't know what that word worketh means, you gotta look in the etymology of it, in the lexicon. It means produces. So tribulation produces. Okay, when you are in God, everything that you are in produces. So now you might not like it, but it's gonna produce. It might not feel good, but it's gonna what? So put your hands up and say, self. I don't really understand what's going on in my life, but I do know this. It's going to produce something. Okay, now, it produces what? So tribulation produces what? Patience. Now, let's go to Romans 5:4. I'm going somewhere. And then patience, experience, and then experience what? So now, if you don't have tribulation, you can't get patience. If you can't get patience, you can't get experience. If you can't get experience, you ain't got nothing to hope for. Okay. And faith is the substance of things. And now, y'all gonna get this. Faith is the substance of things what? So faith has got to find hope. So if you ain't got no hope, faith ain't got nothing to look at. Okay. The reason why people lose their faith because they ain't got no hope. I'm trying to help somebody. So if I can put hope in you, it'll keep your faith alive. But I can't keep hope in you if you ain't been through nothing. Somebody say patience is produced by tribulation. Tribulation gives me experience. Lord have mercy. Now look at this now. But let me show you how it works. Colossians 1:27 says this. It says, Christ in you, the hope of what? Glory. So that means if I can get Christ in you, then you have hope. You can't lose with the stuff he uses. He don't use your mind. He uses your spirit. Because your mind will mess you up, but your spirit will always point toward hope. Okay? Put your hand on yourself and say, self, I always have hope because Christ in me never dies. Okay, look at this now. Hold on. Now, so I got to now know how this works because I got to get hope because hope now will catch on to my faith. But now, faith, I told you before, does not come by praying. Faith come by hearing. So if I can make you hear differently, it'll increase your faith. So I got to that's why you can't stay at home when it's time to come to church to get a good word, because some of y'all faith is dying because you ain't hearing nothing. But if I can put a good hearing in you, it'll increase your hold on now. So self, I can't stay at home now because the devil is coming after my faith. Like this now. Okay, you got me? Now, okay. But now, I want to go into the preacher thing. How can you hear without a preacher? Because I have to define preacher, because everybody that preaching ain't a preacher. Okay, okay. Putting words together ain't preaching. I can hook some words up. That ain't preaching. You got me? You got me? I can put 4 or 5 songs together and make you do flips, but that ain't preaching. Okay, I can give a good history lesson, but that might be giving you can go to school and get that. But I got to get you now down into what's called the rhematos of God. And how do we get that? Go to Jeremiah 3:15. And then we're going to go to divine opportunity. This morning, you got a divine opportunity, and we're going to see what you're going to do with it, okay? Now, he said, and I will give you what? You don't need a preacher, you need a pastor. Okay. And what now? How is the pastor divine? That word pormion there, pormion, which it says according to what? Mine heart. Who will do what? Which shall do what? If you ain't being fed, it might be that you are just hearing a sermon. I'm trying to give you a divine opportunity this morning. What you need now is something that's going to challenge your mind to the point where when God gets ready to elevate you, then now he got something to elevate. Sometimes he don't elevate you because you ain't ready to be elevated, because you can't stay in nothing long enough for God to work on you.